Hi, my name is Jennifer Rao of Team Google. My fellow teammates, Louise, Peter, Matthew, and John, and myself, are here today in hopes of helping you to create and implement a new database design for your Flix2You company. Today we'll be covering how and why we designed this potentially new database system for you, backup options for the system, the DBA skills that will be needed to run the system, the dashboard and analytical aspects, the project timeline, and finally the project budget. Here are the rest of my teammates with the proposal for this new database repository.
When it comes to looking for data storage solutions, there are many things to consider. Things such as, do you want to store your data locally, or do you want to have an outside company host your data? If you do have an outside company host your data at a facility, it would be a lot easier to maintain since the hosting company would help you out. But if you do choose a hosting company, you could run some risk such as data outage, which could potentially knock your whole system out temporarily. So remember that it's nice to have a backup, and we recommend the Amazon S3, which has a really good reputation for creating backups. The first thing we're looking for in creating these backups is having ensured and secured access to our data in the event that our system would go down. Amazon Simple Storage Service, or Amazon S3, allows you to store and retrieve any amount of data at any time from anywhere on the web. And because there will be so much data processed, like what movies are being rented out the most or what genres people enjoy the most, the information will constantly be updated. These updates can be processed as soon as a movie is rented, and data will be stored in the repository, and the information will be refreshed and up to date.
Create your new database repository, we really tried to keep your existing schema and incorporate that into the new schema. In doing so, we kept a lot of the same tables that you had before, but we also added one new table and deleted a few of the others. We deleted some of these tables because we noticed that you had a lot of codes in your and IDs in your tables. So whenever pulling up a table, it may be a little bit difficult to read. For example, you had a table called financial transaction methods, payment methods, rental status, and more. And what we tried to do, example for payment method, is instead of having that as its own table with codes and then a name to follow the code, we just decided to put payment methods into the accounts table. Therefore, whenever you pull up a person's account, you will instantly see what kind of payment method they use instead of a code. And this payment method could be anything from PayPal, check, cash, or any other method that they may want to use and that you allow. And another thing that we decided to change within your ERD is adding a new table called movie rates. In movie rates, what we did is this table solely takes one movie and says, is it for rental, sale, or both? What's the daily rental rate, and what's the sale price for this movie? And then when pulling up the movies table, you can instantly see what this particular movie is in terms of its rate and rentals. Also, what we decided to do is to incorporate the genre table into the movies table. That way, whenever you're pulling up a movie, the movies table, you can instantly see what genre that movie is as compared to what code that movie is, and then having to go back and look at the code, which could get confusing for you guys. So ideally, what we did with this ERD is just try to simplify everything for you. And in doing so, we created some SQL codes that you guys can take a look at, and we put in some example data for you, hopefully to make it easier for you to read and understand, and we hope you like it.
Hey everybody, my name is Luis Santos. I'm talking from Brazil right now. We can see a hierarchy where the director is followed by the database administrator, which is followed by the database operator, the database network officer, the business management, accounting, and marketing, and which is finally followed by the programmers, trainers, and customer service. The role of the database administrator will mainly focus on analyzing and reporting the progress of the project regarding the technology, safety, efficiency. He will also be part of designing issues and layering and structuring with also a little bit of a part in maintenance and for optimal speed. The database finally will help in selection of training new employees, will be assistant of the trainer, and he will be allowed to update the ERD. He is one of the major players of this project right here. He's one of the most important positions. Um, we're not going to talk about the database access. As I talked before, for obvious reasons, not all employees will be granted the same access. Well, starting with the directors, they will have access to the entire database and will also able to modify it if necessary. Coming to the database administrator and database operators, they will have access to the entire database as also, and they will be able to modify it if necessary. And their modifications will be immediately reported to directors. The database network officers, they will have limited access to the database where they will only have access to the views and commands performed in order to model the security. The trainer, the programmers, the customer service, the business management, accounting, and marketing will not have access to the database at all, nor will be able to modify it. The trainer, when granted by the DBA, might have access to the views of the database to demonstrate it during the training process.
Hello, I am John Fitzpatrick, our database administrator here on the project. I'm going to briefly walk you through the project timeline as part of our project dashboard. To begin with, we started our analysis phase on May 27th of 2012. Our first order of business was to meet as a group to figure out how we were going to start the project and what direction we wanted to take it. Throughout the analysis phase, we planned out our database analysis, our design structure, our servers we would use, and the data structure. After the analysis stage, we began the development stage, which included coding, data testing, build reports, and building web pages. After that came the implementation of our actual database system. We would set up servers, run scripts, test the data loads, test the data storage capacity, and test the data backup. This process in the project was completed on July 1st, 2012. Briefly, here is a summary of our pay rates and the money that's being allocated for each position. This pay rate table is shown by hours worked. Each member of our project is being paid hourly and an hourly set wage, and these totals are based on the number of hours worked during the process. This is a traffic light chart that's showing the project status as it currently is. As you can see, our overall status is green light, project scope is green light, project schedule is green light, and project budget is green light.
Hello, I am John Fitzpatrick, and I'm the database administrator here at Flix2You. You may be asking yourself why your team's solution is the best for the Flix2You company. In order to express this clearly, I'll be giving you a brief run-through as to exactly what our solution entails and how it's going to benefit the company. In our proposal for Flix2You, we use the existing schema in order to create a simpler, easier to read, and overall very uniform database design for the company to potentially use. The way that this will benefit the Flix2You company is that information will be easier found and stored within the database, and both end and programming users will be able to access the data more efficiently. A pivotal part of our design process is the backup and storage of data. For this, we elected to use Amazon S3 services. Because of this, as Flix2You continues to grow as a company in both size and services offered, our database will be able to keep up with its ever-changing needs. The other benefit is by using Amazon's very reliable backup and storage services, we will be able to allocate additional resources and staff at company headquarters to various other projects and product developments. Similarly, not only is our expert staff well-versed and very knowledgeable in all aspects of crafting this database to best suit Flix2You, but our techniques and methods will help an already great company become even better. We are very eager to see our models and techniques meet with success. After much research and testing, we can say with the utmost confidence that our proposed solution will help propel Flix2You to the next level, and it will surely make it a major player in the online video rental business.